The long-awaited community chapter, Chorus of Sin, has finally arrived in Dead by Daylight, bringing with it the Judgment and Aurora Star Daughter. To start, we have the Killer, who we spent the most time creating when the Grimoire was out. It's definitely a mixed bag. On the one hand, it looks really cool. Like, I can't look at its bottom half for too long without gagging a little. It's really gross. But the voice, now that's pretty cool. The weapon's also kind of sick. Not what I voted for, but it's pretty sick. The visuals, they're great, right? But the gameplay is, well, to put it bluntly, really hard. As you might be able to tell from my beautiful gameplay, the beam, its main ability, is kind of hard to use. But if you can slap on a couple or reading perks, get a groove going, you're gonna start feeling like a god. But without those or reading perks, it's gonna be kind of tough sometimes. Exile is awesome, like it looks awesome. Being sent to the first time is a life changing experience. And it really makes you feel when you got a solo queue teammate that doesn't know what they're doing, you're just like stuck in exile for like way longer than you should be. Ugh, it feels worse than a hook because you're running around avoiding the lasers. Really cool. The Moris make all the hardness worth it. I'll just throw both of them on screen right now.
Have defied me for too long.
Aren't they cool? Well, the main Mori is quite what we voted for, and neither is the power. The Mori is almost what we voted for, pretty beat for beat, but the survivor is not torn in half like we wanted. We want to see Dwight shredded to pieces for all to see. The power is a bit more of an egregious change, as the original thing was more akin to like the Kamehameha from Dragon Ball, while what we have now is more of like an orbital laser, like beam from the sky. Funnily enough, I had also proposed a god character having a straight firing laser. You should watch the video. I quite liked it. Anyways, the survivor is cool enough. It's the hardened old woman archetype, which we don't have yet in game. What do we do now? But honestly, I don't know if I'll use her too much. I prefer the last two survivors more to play, but she does look pretty cool. Can't fault her for that. The perks are certainly a mixed bag. With the Judgment's perks, the best one by far, and the only one that came in clutch for me, was Celestial Witness. It's a simple perk. Every 30 seconds, if the obsession is farther than 40 meters, you'll see their aura for 3 seconds. Otherwise, the farthest survivor becomes the obsession. The other perks aren't so good, but they're not terrible. Hex Under Your Thumb applies after your first hook. If any survivor within 32 meters of you gains haste, you are alerted, and said haste will be capped at 15%. The perk is quite strong, especially if you know how powerful certain exhaustion perks could be. However, hex perks often don't get much value, as they will get cleansed quite quickly. Sometimes you'll run around and you'll never find them. Happened to me with Ruin. Yikes. But, the Judgment's a good totem defender, so, it's not a bad perk. Not a bad perk. Lay Waste regresses generators 2% faster for every charge that generator has. Every generator has 90 charges, so the most it could have before completing is 89. 89 times 2 is 178, so a gen could be regressing at 178% speed in the perfect conditions, which is still slower than older generation perks. Like, I'm pretty sure Ruin is like 200% regression if you're not touching the gen, so just use Ruin. For Aurora's perks, they're all just okay, in my opinion. Fruits of Your Labor gives a token when a generator is done. When you finish a gen, for every token you have, you heal 20% and gain 5% haste for 2 seconds. It's a good perk, but you won't benefit from it if you can't work on a generator. Say you're being chased at the time, or you're dying on the floor. Technically, it's a more manual adrenaline, you know? Because you get a similar effect where at the end of the game you get healed and gain a bunch of speed. But if you're in a certain situation where it's, say, you're being slugged, where adrenaline would have raised you back up while injured, this perk won't do that. Boon Steadfast applies to every generator within its radius, having them regress 50% slower and granting 10% repair speed for anyone working on that generator. It's a strong enough effect, but it's situational because you'll need a boon close enough to generators for this to work, and if the killer notices it, they'll just destroy it. I could see it being maybe useful in a 3-gen situation where the totem is hard to find, but it's not every match. I like the lore, although it feels like I'm reading the Book of Revelations because of the way both the Judgment and Aurora's lores are like passages from, well, the Holy Scripture. I mean, I like it though. It fits the theme and it makes the lore feel like it's a long since concluded tale. Something that happened eons ago that people recite to this day about how Aurora pulled Megami Fushiguro and with this treasure I summon the entity, and they all got swiped up. With that, the video is over. Until next time, friends.